Three, two, one.
Gobble, gobble, motherfucker.
Aha, aha, aha. Aha.
Good one. Good one. Welcome back to Campycast, everyone, in our
Yeah, I know it's been a bit a
Thanksgiving
bit a while.
special. And this is
And
probably going
for
to come out after
before the
Yeah.
nerds in the US start coming at like the comment section saying, "Hey, Thanksgiving's in November." Well, we're in
Mhm.
Canada, by the way,
Yeah.
for those who
Yeah.
don't know.
And plus, two of these are actually also horror movies. So you can say this is also our October special, actually.
A little
So,
bit, I guess. We'll probably do
you
like
know,
another bigger Halloween special later this
yeah.
month, but
The spooky one. Probably not a long one though, because we've done a lot of big franchise. We don't want another Elm Street situation where our Halloween episode finishes in
yeah.
November.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna. Yeah, we're
Ooh.
just keeping it
But,
simple. Instead of doing like four Halloween specials this year, we're just gonna do like
mm,
probably one. And I guess this can kind of count as one because two of these are horror movies. Uh, so maybe one can argue that, but regardless, yeah. But before we get into
mm,
this random batch of movies, we have some brief news. I know we've been off for I don't really remember when we exactly recorded the last one. I think it was last month, but we did miss some stuff.
yeah.
One recently, bringing up another big old Mr. Beast drama. It feels like after this whole Ava Chris Tyson thing, just everything started opening. Because man, this guy just
Mr. Beast
this
genuinely has been like speed running the downfall of his career. It is so funny, genuinely. I don't even know
Just like everyone's
what's
been
up with it.
shitting on the guy lately. And like now his new products are now being shit on with this whole Lunchables alternative. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest, Lunchables like already like weren't healthy. And I wouldn't like I don't know how much like
I'd be less
scientific
offended by
proof
that
there
if Mr.
is.
Beast wasn't being like, actually, we're doing a healthy variant and it's bundled in with Prime, which
Yeah.
you shouldn't like.
Prime is
Look,
not
look,
a good drink to have like often, especially. It's like
look, I
not
had Prime
healthy.
once and I literally started like twitching out. So that's how
I
you
think
know
I
it's a bad
think I
drink.
think that might just be more of a you thing, but anyways, regardless, it's
It,
still
it was
not a
it was still
healthy
bad.
drink at
So,
the end of the day to
yeah.
consume frequently, especially. So it's not. I don't know. I don't know. It's just not a. It's obviously just not a good meal. Like maybe it's slightly better than Lunchables, one can argue, but it's still not a good product either way. It's still like yeah. And Dan TDM, who called them out on it for everyone who probably knows. Yeah, he's completely right. Like honestly, but I
Yeah.
think what made this thing funnier and embarrassed like Logan and KSI, two of the other people behind the product. I think they made themselves look much worse by how they responded to this. Like they could have just like they
Mhm.
just had to like respond to this and just make themselves look more stupid. Like one of Logan Paul responded to Dan TDM and he said, "Oh yeah, well, Lunchables have lead," and I'm like, "Buddy, lead is in most food products. Like, what?" Like
It
he
was
said,
also a weird counter, I think, in terms of like, first of all, I don't think Lunchley is going to sell well because if you think of Lunchley, you think about the controversies around it, and that just kind of killed it. And
"Yeah,
from the Mr. Beast POV, it's super funny because again, like his reputation. If you said like a year ago, people would be like, "Oh, Mr. Beast, what a nice guy. Everyone loves Mr. Beast. How can you hate Mr. Beast? He's the goat. He's the goat." But now, ever since that, like a bunch of stuff about he mistreats his crew. Some of it was so at first. Some of it like didn't seem great, but you see a lot of it, and it's just kind of like, what the fuck is this? So much just weird disrespect coming from a lot of like a lot of mistreating of people, a lot of weird shady stuff, and actually the faking
like
videos thing I think was
regardless of how
obvious.
much
But
that is true, it's always gonna like be a part of like his reputation nowadays."
exactly, and also I think associating with Logan Paul is interesting considering like
Yeah,
not the
this
most
guy is known for
well
making
guy
some of just
Jimmy.
the dumbest, I don't know,
His
just the
name's Jimmy,
dumbest.
right? I forget his
Mr.
real
B,
name.
yeah, you didn't know that? Or
The
you're like
Jimmy Beast? Is that's it, right?
Jimmy B, that's not his full name, but like
Oh,
his name is Jimmy, yeah.
oh. He better not be a. I guess you could say he's a beast the behind the scenes too. Am I right? Because he's like a bad. bad worker now. That
Anyways,
that was
and
a
then there's
long.
yeah, so that was a stupid response. And then
Shut
KSI
up.
started
Oh, the
like
KSI thing was so funny. It was so one-sided because Dan TDM said, "Man, what happened to YouTubers?" And KSI made like 8 tweets responding to him and said, "Oh, the hate for me is just a trend that's gonna blow over." And then he dropped his new song, "The Thick of It," which look, I'm not a music guy. I can't really critique things. My music diet consists of cartoon music, Eminem, Kanye West, and ABBA.
that's a crazy diet
But
right there.
yeah, I know. But it's just it wasn't a great look when you listen to that song. Like this is the guy everyone's dissing. Like some of the chorus of that song is actually insane. It sounds so bad. Like
Yeah.
fucking Coco Melon was clowning on it, saying he could do better. It was insane. Like I oh my god, it was wild shit actually. And also, Mr. Beast might be at his biggest career low because he might have dropped the worst video on the internet,
I think I
which
know.
is
It's the I'm what POV the feeder talk to the
first of all, it doesn't
song
even make sense because
I don't know.
it goes POV, but POV would be what he's seeing from like his face, and he's not even like it's showing like a camera recording him. POV would be him. It doesn't make sense. The point the video sucks too. There's like it's like POV.
It's stupid.
You rented out a theater to watch Talk to a listen to the thick of it by KSI and eat lunchly. And I'm like, are we doing like brain rot speed run challenge? What is
Yeah, I
this?
think that's what it I think that's what he was
Why would you
trying
listen to
to
this
do.
song while a podcast is going on? Like, where's the math to that?
I
You
don't
know?
know, but he was yeah, but anyways, KSI's response was like, "Oh yeah, Dan TDM, you made toys years ago, even though I also made those exact same
Yeah, like
similar
one
toys."
sponsorship like 8 years ago, bro. Like
Yeah,
you're
like
so
of a
behind.
candy company that he didn't even fucking own,
Mhm,
and it was on his second channel, by the way. So,
mhm.
these
For real.
reasons are It made it genuinely was embarrassing. Like he was better off just not responding. That's what like Mr. Beast responded, but I swear it was like a much more professional
Mhm,
type of thing since this guy like focuses a lot on like his current image and stuff and whatnot, and like knows a lot of I don't know like
mhm,
yeah, and it's like a more reasonable thing. I didn't really read the whole thing, but I did hear some people talk
mhm,
about it, how it was much more reasonable and like calmer than like what Logan and KSI were trying to do when defending the product. But regardless, yeah, I don't like
yeah.
this product at the end. It's not good.
It's not
It's not.
gonna go over. It hasn't been going over well. I don't think I've got any
Yeah.
statistics. I doubt it's going well. And yeah, I don't just that triple punch of people like KSI is just pathetic. Logan Paul has been documented for years as just he's Logan Paul, and then Mr. Beast. He hasn't responded to any of the allegations except when it involves Lunchly somehow, which is really weird. He's like, Lunchly actually contains these diets, and it's actually this, this, and this. And like, bro, you're not responding to the allegation that you're abusive on set. Like, think about it, bro. Like, come on,
I
make it make sense.
I
Weird.
don't know. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Uh
I don't know. Jimmy Beast is being kind of an L take right now.
is
So
that even I don't
that.
even think that's his
Mhm, mhm,
yeah. Anyways, um
mhm,
yeah, no, that's not his last name. His full
mhm.
name's Jimmy Donaldson. in
Oh,
in
Donaldson. Oh, that sucks. Was he like quack quack? Like, fuck off, bitch.
James
Like,
Donaldson. But forget it.
oh,
Anyways,
James,
James,
he think
Jimmy.
he think he saw ridiculous,
Eh,
ridiculous.
yeah,
But yeah,
whatever.
long story short of it, Mr. Beast is dumb. Um, KSI is dumb. Logan Paul is dumb, and as
I
such,
mean,
Eventually is crashing and
this
burning.
whole thing is
So
just kind of dumb, like this whole product. But like, it's then again, yeah, just Dan TDM's just completely right here. But in terms of like the dumb decision to make this, but regardless, it's like for money. So yeah, that's like clearly
mhm,
why they just want to branch out more here. But it's still just not a good product. It really is
mhm,
just down to that. But anyways,
mhm,
next bit of new I want to mention this briefly actually. Uh this isn't really
mhm.
the type of normal thing I feel like I'd bring up. It's like food related. But Wendy's made a
Uh-huh.
Krabby Patty thing. I thought it'd be funny to
Oh, it
mention it.
did. It
I
did.
tried it actually. I ate it.
Mhm,
Uh It's
Mhm.
just a
Oh,
regular.
you did? How was it? You didn't
It
tell
was
me
just a
this.
regular burger with Krabby
Um,
Patty sauce.
I love okay, look, I love Wendy's low key. I glaze them, they're my goat. So if anyone was gonna do the Krabby Patty, I'm glad it was them. But for what I've seen, yeah, people are just saying it's a
Yeah, people are
typical Wendy's
pissed right now
burger
because
with
they thought it would taste like because like everyone wants a Krabby Patty. Every most people who have watched SpongeBob, 99% of the people have wanted to
mhm.
try a Krabby Patty. Like I remember that was like a dream of mine when I was a kid. I wanted to try a Krabby Patty, and I think it was for a lot of people. So that they're just pissed that it just tastes like a normal burger. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
had a feeling
I
it
thought
would
that was
though,
kinda
so I
fun
wasn't
sometimes
even
with
that
that, but
disappointed if I'm being
I
honest.
saw I saw this like Twitter meme that like recreated a bunch of stuff from the show, and it looked more high quality than what the Wendy's actually did. Like they recreated the Pipsqueak patty meal from Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5 when like they're like they make fun of Barnacle Boy for that. And then this other one from this other like crab crusty crab episode. It was all like legitimate recreations and it looked really good and it was a Twitter meme that was more accurate than the actual thing, which is kind of
Yeah.
funny.
But
It
yeah,
I
I
don't
mean
know.
like they do this like it's literally just a publicity thing, really. Like they
Yeah,
did
there's
that with the
restaurants do this
Travis
all the
Scott
time.
burger. Like but then
Yeah,
again,
who
what do
could
you
forget when you
expect
could
the
get
Travis Scott burger to taste like?
who could forget when you got the good burger at Arby's?
Oh yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
I never got it, but people said you could get it. It
cuz
was
I've
crazy.
never had Arby's, so
Mhm.
yeah. Anyways, yeah, didn't you want to bring up some news something
Oh
about
yeah, I don't have a lot, but there is some interesting things. Um, the main one actually just happened yesterday, so it's a good timing. But Game Freak had a big leak. Game Freak leak that rhymes. But they did a big leak that revealed a bunch of stuff from just generations of Pokemon history, which is really interesting considering the fact that Nintendo as a company is really like tight with a lot of this stuff. Like they don't like revealing a lot of behind the scenes info. They're very like tight knit on a lot of this stuff, which I don't know. I'm fine with, but also it's like I don't know. Nintendo's like really behind the times with a lot of this stuff, so I think it'd be there's such an interesting history that I think it'd be cool for them to share more of them stuff. But they're very like I said, very tight knit. They don't really show a lot of that stuff hourly, which is kind of a shame. So when all this like leaked at once, it was really interesting. I was like, oh shit, that's a lot. The range of stuff here is really interesting because there's like a scale to it that's really fun. First of all, every single like storyboard or like concept or like model sheets for the Pokemon anime got released for like literally hundreds of Pokemon and like character designs, which is really interesting. Like
hmm,
that stuff you don't has oddly never been seen publicly. You see like beta stuff like that is really interesting. There's a lot of like behind the scenes like stuff that you wouldn't see from like a lot of like unused music. We saw like X and Y. And I was like, oh, it was like they're gonna do the thing where if you get a low enough health, it plays a different song, and it's like Gen 5 a bunch of scrap designs, which was cool. You got to see like beta Gen 3 starters, a lot of Pokemon from Gen 5 that the reputation of them was skewed, so they repurposed them for Gen 6. The main unique design like they did this rabbit Mudkip, and people started saying it was better than normal Mudkip, which I'm gonna disagree on that one. It's goaded. Mudkip my go, Mudkip my goat. But most interestingly, um, there were some video script things leaked of stories, and they involved the Pokemon Typhlosion. And I don't know how to say this without sounding really weird, but let's just say that Typhlosion is um not like us, but that's all. Look up more if you want. I don't think I feel comfortable reading out what was said on a public platform. I'm gonna say they put the game in Game Freak, and all throughout Twitter the past day, Typhlosion's reputation has been ruined because people know it as like the freaky pedophile Pokemon now. So that
oh,
is,
I didn't know
and
about
this
it.
is
I didn't know
come on,
anything
this is
about
all in
this, so
keep in mind, this is all in official Game Freak stuff. They confirmed it's all legitimate. This isn't like a fan putting them in there. This is an official Game Freak stuff. And on top of that, also a bunch of employees' private info got leaked publicly, which I feel really bad about. Like that's gross. I
Oh,
don't like.
mm.
And I don't know. There's a honestly, you can make an entire other video about everything that got leaked. A bunch of like character descriptions for certain like gym leaders and trainers and stuff leaked. The beta versions of some games got leaked, like the beta 3D overworlds and something like X and Y got leaked. Same with same with like again a lot of sprites, and I guess the beta version of Heart Gold and Soul Silver is out there, which is really interesting for people who care about that type of thing. But it's going to be overshadowed by the fact that Typhlosion has his reputation ruined. So I'm going to say weird stuff at Game Freak, but it's kind of cool to see some of the behind the scenes stuff. I find some of that really, really interesting. So yeah, yeah. Pokemon fans only have one joke though, so they're probably going to beat this into the ground over a day. Did you know that Professor Oak doesn't remember his grandson's name? Yeah, we get it, we get it. But yeah, that's all I think for news. There's also the P Diddy thing, but I've been advised not to talk about that. So um, yeah, that's all.
Anyways, yeah, let's just start with the movie, starting with our
Yeah,
first one of the only talked about Thanksgiving movies ever.
yeah.
Planes,
Well, we started with
Trains,
the
and Automobiles.
okay, there. We go. Yeah, planes, trains, and automobiles. I got that we have to talk about this one first because when we get to the other movie, I'm not going to be able to talk normally, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, those movies are too insane. We gotta save them for later. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
as
Anyway,
for the
planes, trains, and
as for this,
automobiles.
the most normal and tame compared to our films today. It's a solid.
Yeah,
Like I don't know how much I really have to say about it, but I think
I
it's
think
a
it's a
very
lovely.
great movie
I
to celebrate the
it's great.
Thanksgiving
It's really wholesome. I really like
season.
it. Yeah, it revolves around our good boy Neil Page, played by Steve Martin. He's like, "All right, I'm an ad executive. I'm out. I got to make it home to get to my Thanksgiving dinner." But basically, everything in the world wants to stop this guy from getting home under normal conditions. His flight gets canceled halfway through. He can't book a cab. He can't book a plane. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's on the road. His car crashes. He has to get in a ride with someone else. He has to take a bus. He has to do this and that. He's at the back of a fucking van. Everything possible happens to stop this guy from getting home. But luckily, he's got a wacky sidekick with him, our boy John Candy, who plays Del Griffith, who's basically the stereotype of every like nice person who's also kind of annoying. And it's a classic comedy duo type thing. Wacky person, straight man. They get to wacky scenarios. They form a loving bond along the way. He gets a reference in Family Guy, which, by the way, Anthony, did you think of that when he
Oh
does
yeah,
the speech? Like,
definitely. I remember that scene in like that one episode, and I remember finding it like really funny, even though I didn't even understand what the reference was
no, it's
from.
a funny scene in context because, to be fair, it's just like he just randomly starts speeching like how Peter never talks. So
Yeah, he
that's
talks
funny.
like a completely different person, and it doesn't even make
Yeah,
much sense. And it's just
and
it's
then they did the dramatic Family Guy camera zoom in. It's so stupid. But
yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a great scene though. Like out of
I
con
love that scene. I think it's really interesting plot wise because usually how a movie like this works is you have like the characters have a big thing and then they have a big blow up where they yell at each other in act two, and then in act three they're like, oh, I guess we're best friends again. But this movie makes the smart decision of putting the big blowout in act one, so they don't have to do like a big argument near the end because we've already had that. We can just have the rest of the movie them trying to move on from that. And then the Bond feels more realistic, and you don't have a point where it cuts through the middle and they got to go back and then back then, and then everything's fine again. I think it's a really interesting decision, pacing wise, and John Candy's performance.
Yeah,
Actually,
the
both of
fact
their
I like
performances
they
are really
established
good.
that like this like issue
Mm-hmm.
between the characters very early in the movie, and you think that this would be the type of thing I
Mm-hmm.
expected to be near like the third act of the movie, but they get it on early on, and then they kind of and now the
Mm-hmm.
writers are now able to like work off from that, which I think was like a part of the reason that made this like journey so memorable and nice by the end of it
Mm-hmm.
of these two trying to get home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, yeah. it's a really nice movie, honestly, just very, like, wholesome in that sense. It's really, like the behind the scenes of it, I think, is half the fun because, this movie is an hour and a half, typical studio comedy length, works pretty well. Uh, the original cut was 6 hours, uh,
What the fuck?
like not even joke, it was that long. John Hughes, well, you can tell this is a John Hughes movie because when they cut to Neil's house, it looks like the Home Alone house. So,
That's funny.
uh, yeah,
It does
but
kind
yeah,
of, yeah.
it does. I think it's the same. Like, well, it's the same place they shot it. It could be the same street. Who knows?
This
It's
movie
fun.
does kind of
But
give me like that Home Alone type family movie vibe in that
yeah,
way.
yeah. John Hughes really knows how to hit those like studio comedy emotions like really well. Like,
Yeah.
especially in the '80s. You got the run of like this and Ferris
Ferris
Bueller,
Bueller, I love that movie.
Breakfast Club, Home Alone. There's also Weird Science, which is kind of a freaky movie, but out of I'll talk about that another day. But point is, he was having this big role here, and with this, he shot just so much footage. The script of it was like ridiculously long, but then when they got that to the editing bay, it's like you can't have a 6 hour studio comedy, maybe like a big epic, but
Yeah,
a
that's
normal
fucking
movie like that, no.
ridiculous. I that
And it's like it's insane how this movie has like a normal flow to it because I guess you wouldn't think that from how much material isn't in it. There's a lot of like subplots like that was in here beforehand that was just kind of like chopped a
that's
lot of it
actually
down.
really interesting. This was supposed to be 6 hours because the
Yeah,
script
yeah,
here is
really, like,
very
they cut it
tight.
down, and then it
Like
was
it's done
three
really
and a
well.
half
The pacing
hours
is
long,
good.
which yeah, it was just there was a bunch of other, like, characters and subplots and stuff were just completely cut out. One of them was there's the plot point where the guy comes in and it's they Neil and Dell get robbed at the inn, and that was gonna be a whole plot point there, like, you see who that guy is, because of the whole thing. Another one was Neil's wife thinking that he's cheating on her with Dell because he doesn't specify what Dell's gender is. So when he explains a bunch of stuff, he thinks she thinks he's a woman, and it's a really weird bit. But
What?
apparently because you get like a little bit of that in the cut there because that joke where he says like he was sleeping where it's like he smelled his underwear or whatever that was intended to be like a joke about him like cheating cheating on her, and that's why in the ending it's supposed to be like she's really happy to see Dell because it's like okay, yeah, he wasn't fucking that, like that was all proof. It's really really weird. A lot of that, and there's so much was just like cut out and gotten rid of. A lot of a lot of and then there's just some smaller stuff. There's gonna be a more active joke on when they're originally on the plane, another thing about, like, airplane food, and his whole, like, the scene where Dallas starts talking, it was gonna be like a Mahler tier yap where he just keeps going on and on and on and on and on about random tangents for, like, minutes. It was like I think it would've been funny, but I think the flow of the movie works, much better without it,
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
yeah, and I'll look up more stuff about like what was cut because I think it's interesting to see that. But another thing that I think is really funny is um basically this movie is rated R, which you wouldn't think because there's
It
not much
is?
objectionable. Yeah, it is. And here's the thing: you
And you
might not think
said
there's
it
any
was like a
objectionable stuff.
family movie almost.
No, it's because it's PG in Canada. In America, it's R,
Okay.
which is really interesting.
Okay, that makes
But
sense.
but the thing is, the only reason the movie is rated R is because of the scene where Steve Martin just says "fuck" a bunch of times to the lady when he's at like the DMA. Did you see this?
Oh,
I think they cut it on the TV airings. Did you get
did
this
they?
scene?
I don't
Like,
remember actually.
no,
I
it's
don't,
like
I
the scene
don't
where after
remember.
he like that's where he talks about like getting out of it's after like they separate and he like does the thing he can't find the car and you have
Oh
to walk
yeah.
the runway. The part where he's just talking to the lady there and he like says fuck a million times. That scene they cut out of TV airings of the movie, but that is the reason the movie has an R rating in some places because they just say fuck like a million times. Because otherwise, I don't think there's nothing objectionable otherwise, really. Like it's a standard
Yeah. I
family
don't
comedy.
remember if I remember that scene. I just don't remember how many times he said fuck. So,
Well, he like they really exaggerated, I think, for like the humor of it. That
yeah.
some great vocal performance from Steve Martin in there, which I think both of their performances are
Yeah,
really
they
what
carry
sells
the
the
movie
movie.
really. Makes
Yeah,
this
Steve
dynamic feel
Martin is such a
really
good
weird,
straight man. Like he's
real.
got that demeanor, that type of tone to him, where I think it's pulled off really, really well. I love a lot of the scenes in the beginning, actually, where he's just trying to make it. It's before he like lets all of his anger out, and he's trying to be polite as possible. But you could tell he just doesn't fuck with Dell at all. And then you get the scene where he yells, and he goes on the most elaborate rant of all time, where he calls him like a blow up doll, where he keeps pulling his own string and talks about these stories. Like, please have a point. It makes it so much more engaging for the listener. Like, it's so funny. He's like so pissed. It's so good. Such good stuff. And then John Candy's famous comeback. Great stuff by Delta. My wife likes me. My kids like me. My friends like that whole thing there. It's really like well delivered. And I think
Honestly, I can't think of it. Like, I can't. I was like, I was laughing when it happened because I'm like, because I just think of the fucking Family Guy version of it with Peter
okay,
Griffin.
that's fair enough, low
And
key. But
I find that I feel like it's the opposite for most people, but like, for me, it was like, it was just really funny
you know,
because I
I
remember,
saw the Family Guy episode before I saw this movie, so I was like,
oh,
okay, I
this is
get
funny.
it.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it's so silly. But you know, it's a great performance, and I think the thing is, John Candy, he's a very lovable guy. He's great. Lost them too soon. Really, one of our great
Hmm.
talents. And I think he has this great thing where Dell as a character does this balance you really got to strike. Where he's a character, he has to be annoying to the characters because obviously he's gonna piss them all off, but he can't be too annoying to the audience. Like, and I think strike a good because like he's charming, he's really funny, he has his little shower curtain thing, he's so like polite and upfront. But also he does a lot of things that are socially not very acceptable and kind of freaky. So I understand why Neil is so off put by him. And it creates a really good dynamic there where yeah, you see why he's so pissed, but he wouldn't like that wouldn't piss off the audience usually, and I don't think it does for me. I think he's a very charming character. It just,
Yeah, I feel
you
like,
get why he's so
he's
pissed.
like, you can understand why he's annoyed, but it's not like to an own like a goofy, annoyingly stupid degree, you know? It's just
Yeah,
like he's
yeah.
moderately a bit like, I think just himself describes it well in that Family Guy scene as I associate it
Mhm.
with now, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But great stuff there. It's a very it's what I would call a set piece movie where you kind of like a lot of it just comes from oh you got a wacky come like a road trip like setup where you go from place to place to place to place, and that gets a lot of the humor there through events there, which isn't really a problem. They got a really good setup for that. Just kind of you can tell like, and like a lot of the conversations like I think this part's like a big fun set piece. I like this bit. I like that. It's based on a lot of big highlights like that. I really one of my favorite bits is gotta be when as mentioned they actually get a car, they're on there, and I love the stupid observation of like fucking Dell can't find the exact spot he wants to like sit in his chair, such a bitch going up and forth and down about it.
That whole thing
Oddly
with like the big
relatable.
car sequence with it
Yeah,
eventually
and then he, like,
catching
he's
on
driving
fire is really
backwards.
funny.
They think that the people calling them out is drunk, and you get that, like, split-second shot of Dell as the devil.
And as a
I don't know why they
skeleton.
added that, but it's so stupid. I love it. Like, what are
The
you
thing
doing,
also
Josh?
with just like the skeleton thing that reminded me of Home Alone, which is funny.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it looks like one of those skeletons they'd use for Marv, like, exactly,
Yeah.
that's so fun.
The whole
Mm,
thing with like that I don't know why it's just like it's just like it really throws you off that scene that it's like a completely new like prop and it just like it's a funny way to
mm.
exaggerate
His
like
movies yeah, exactly. Because that
the
a big effect
noise and the amount of like just the amount of like stress in the moment of like them with the car and
Yeah,
whatnot. It's a funny way to
yeah. By the
exaggerate
way,
what
Anthony,
they're feeling.
this is an aside, but did you catch Chuck McGill being in this movie? Because apparently his actor's supposed to be in it,
Yeah,
but I
I
never
know.
caught it.
I
Like,
know he's in this movie. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't catch what scene he's in, but apparently he's supposed to be there. And I
To be
haven't caught
fair, he
him,
was like a
so
lot younger at this time,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
less
Like
likely for us to recognize him. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Naturally, it's just funny. Like fucking. Chuck walking around, that'd be wild.
Yeah, just randomly.
But
I don't really know. It says here he's played a state trooper, so like he was probably in either I think maybe one of the I don't know what
he could have been a
specific.
background shot or a quick guy, I don't know.
I don't
Let
know.
me know in the comments below if you recognized where he was. But, yeah, I didn't pick up on that, I just thought it was funny. And, I think there's also the emotional aspect. It's a very funny movie, not necessarily laugh out loud, but again, it's very situational thing there. You get a lot of, good stuff out of that. I think it's fun. There's again, there's a lot of good highlight bits there, but I think just the emotional aspect of it, I think is done incredibly well because the whole thing of it is you get that big with the big blow up there with Dell there, and he talk about he keeps talking about his wife. He's like, "Oh, my wife like me, my kids like me," in the famous speech. And then the thing of it is, oh no, his wife's dead, and he doesn't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving, which is why it explains a lot of things. Like, first of all, that's why he's always on the road all the time. If he's such a big like traveler, wouldn't he want to be home for his family more often? You think about it like that, that makes sense.
Yeah, the
You
way
also
like yeah,
understand why
they
he
end up like showing that in a very subtle like way of like how this
yeah,
guy's like
it's not
always
too
out.
obvious with where if it's on like a first viewing, you're not gonna immediately guess. But then like that really recontextualizes a lot of stuff, like why he like values these little
Why he
interactions
says
so
like
much.
he
Why
hasn't
he
been home in years when he's got like a whole thing because he hasn't
yeah, you
he's
think
been
that's like a
like
figure of speech when he first says it, but it's like, oh no, that's why there is no home to go back to. That's why he lives on the road with his fucking shower curtains thing, which is a really silly type set piece, but it fits the eccentricities of his character very
mhm.
well. I think it's a fun sort
Yeah,
of
and like this the
fun sort
scene where
of.
he's just like reflecting on it while
Mhm.
he's like freezing in the cold is like it's a very sad moment, you know. Like you can tell that this guy he's definitely a bit pushy, a bit like clingy sometimes, but it's not like it's never to like an overly annoying point. Like there's
No,
always like a
no.
sense of like good intentions within him, you know.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think that's
never in
like
a way where you're actively like, oh, this guy
yeah, and it
sucks,
makes
you
that
know.
scene where he's reflecting on his wife like really strong because like you can understand him more on like why he's like like why he's like very like cheerful and nice as he's trying to like just live up to what his wife liked about him in that way and like yeah he's a very likable character that you can sympathize with.
Mhm.
Same with the main
He
character, and I also like how this journey kind of gives him a more positive and just like open life outlook on life for this like goofy journey he goes on just to get home for his
yeah,
family.
exactly. It's really nice stuff. Yeah, the whole scene again, the whole like scene when they're in the yeah, in like the really shitty rundown like motel near the end. It's like it's such good stuff there with this. So like at that point they've actually formed a bond for this stuff and they actually get to like connect a little bit. It's really nice. And I love the ending of it is so good where you see Neely's on the train, he's finally gonna get home, and there's like a bunch of flashbacks, other bits in the movie as he like gets like embarrassed by something, like he's glass over it now. And he kind of makes the connection in his head, and that's what makes him bring Dell home with him. And that leads to him finally getting another family after not being with anyone since his wife died. And so, like, he's nervous around them, but he actually gets a chance to connect with them again. And it's like, oh my god, that's so nice. That's so sweet. I love it. Love it. Such good stuff. Great, great emotional aspect. Probably some of the best that Johnny Hughes material. Great. I'm absolutely a fan. It's great. Yeah. Fun. But if I tried looking up more
Yeah,
what
very
was cut
wholesome
here.
ending to show like just
Mm,
just like the nice tone, like a nice film to watch around like this type of Thanksgiving holiday season like that, or just any
mm.
holiday season in general, even maybe around Christmas, even
Yeah.
though this is kind of
I think
more of a
people associate
Thanksgiving
it more
type
with
movie.
Christmas than
There's
Thanksgiving
a lot of
because
snow, I feel like, too. A lot
yeah,
of
the
snow
snow,
could
which is actually
be
great. I love that there's this one shot that makes me laugh every time where they cut to like Dell and Neil's faces and like when they're like really cold. It looks so stupid, bro. Bro looks fucking like Discord freeze emoji. It's so stupid. I love
yeah.
that bit. And yeah, also the part where I gotta say, um, Dell's cover of the Flintstones theme goes hard as hell. Like you go, my guy.
That was
W
so
take.
funny. This all had like just
Yeah,
funny, nice moments that like with
yeah, yeah,
jokes of the overall dynamic. Just like the scenes of them sitting in the car, just like that whole sequence was funny. Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
I
and
love
also
that.
just
I
their
love
reaction to
especially
just like
after
the
he
car
like
just burning
yeah
down like
when
before
he like
them.
connects the yeah that part is that part's so like when he like connects the dots and gets really mad at him. It's so funny. Like bro, it's just not fucking happening. It's so stupid. I love it. And yeah, there's a lot of but it's such a satisfying conclusion because they've been through such a bullshit just for this like simple goal. It's so so dumb, but oh my
Such
god, I
bad
love it.
luck that
I
occurs
know
with
it's like
them.
such a it's a perfect comedic type circumstance of just the most comedic misfortunes of all time.
Like
No
he's got to
one is
ride
in like
trains and automo.
yeah,
Oh yeah, he hit
planes,
planes and
trains, and
trains and
automobiles. One might
automobiles and
say.
buses. They
Eh?
forgot buses in there, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. They don't say that part, but it's great. It's whole thing is wild. The whole thing.
It's funny when like
Uh,
he misses the car and then he just like has a breakdown over it. I like how he could how like he becomes like more and more expressive as he becomes more and more fed up with
he
like
just
the
becomes more and more deranged, which is really funny.
yeah, it makes his
But
like
yeah,
interactions with Dell more funny and like also makes them coming together at the end more funny, you know, like this guy like, you know, he grow his growth of becoming a more just becoming a more adventurous and just like caring person here, you know?
hmm
Learn to
yeah,
value human relationships more through Dell. It's very nice. It's just a very nice movie, really.
hmm yeah, yeah. It's not like overly complicated too, but in terms of that stuff, yeah, I just think it's very wholesome overall. Like I said, great one to pull out every year. Great in terms of that stuff. Real fun stuff. And like yeah, a lot of the big set pieces are really good. Shout out to get to that like I talk about the scene where they all like where they just like he just lets everything out. It's like fuck you, tag fuck, which I love because again, like they literally could have had like a probably PG by 80s standards movie, and then now they put that in. It's like R here, except for here in Canada, we know what's up. We
Yeah.
got a good thing going there. But yeah, he earns it though. To be fair, bro's been through a lot of shit by that point, so he kind of deserves the little like, "Did you take your fuck?" It's wild. I've never had to walk across like an airport runway before, but oh well. And oh, the part where he like passes out, and then he wakes up, and then Dell's there again, as if it's like literal hell. Bro can't escape this
Yeah,
guy
it's funny.
for all his life. It's so silly. Love it. Love this movie. Really, it's so nice, so
Yeah.
wholesome.
I think I've said everything I wanted to say.
Yeah. Actually, there's not much. This might be a shorter episode, lads at home. There's not a lot to say on a lot of these, but yeah, I think we've covered our bases pretty well. Got on my unless there's more trivia or anything, but I don't think so. So you wanna just get to ratings because I have
Yeah.
some big
I'm
thoughts on
giving
these
this a
anyways.
very solid 8 out of 10.
Fair. I would give it a nice round the 9. Pretty high one, not like not a super complicated movie, a little subjective, but I don't know. It's a very nice one, great for the holidays. One of the only Thanksgiving movies you could ever watch. It's a
Thank
very
you.
solid recommend, and I like to give it a good thing here. And speaking of good things here, um, the Thankskilling duology.
Yeah, no,
Now
this
when they
is gonna be a bit weird. I mean, you might have not even heard of these movies. I won't blame you. They're not like okay, I literally randomly heard some people. I randomly saw someone log this on Letterboxd one day, and I'm like, "What is this?
Mhm.
A movie about a killer turkey? Sold. I will be
Yeah,
watching this one day." And then
yeah,
Thanksgiving came along. There's not many Thanksgiving
because we
movies,
were
so we
like,
just
all right,
watched
okay,
it.
what Thanksgiving movies do we got? And we checked the list, and there's Freebirds,
We
which we
already
did back
did
when our
that like
podcast,
2 years
yeah,
ago.
yeah, back when our podcast was in our infant stages, and we use my letterbox PFP in the thumbnails and not my like actual like
Yeah,
persona. And long ago we did that, and then everything else is like shorts. And we don't really talk about like shorts on this podcast. We're not going to talk about Garfield Thanksgiving, even though it's great and really funny and has a really great Orson Welles joke. You should all watch it. And we can talk about Charlie Brown Christmas because, like, yeah, that's like peak fiction,
Thanksgiving. You
but
mean you
it's a
said
short. Oh,
Christmas?
oh, Christmas? Okay. You see, Thanksgiving's always ignored. Like it's ignored for the fucking. Jack Jones was right about when he did that song, but yeah. See, I better forget about it already. But yeah, see, there's those, and then plane, trains, and automobiles, as we just spoke about, and then these two movies, and that's it. Like there's nothing else. No, they're the Thanksgiving movies. We watched. All right, we're gonna watch Thankskilling,
Now,
2008. Yeah, eight. Okay,
now,
2008.
Thanksgiving is about a turkey that kills people, and
Well,
college
they're on a
students go in like the
Thanksgiving break,
forest or
and
something.
they're all out. A homicidal turkey axes off college kids during their Thanksgiving break.
Thanksgiving
And
break.
let me tell you, there is I think this movie is pretty good. I think it's pretty funny. It does what it wants to do pretty well. I
What?
had I had a really good time with it. I yeah, I think that's fair. What do
You
you
act
think
like
of
this
it,
is
Ed?
just like a regularly fun movie, and it's just yep, yep.
Um,
That's I had some fun with.
well,
I don't,
I
man.
have I have some thoughts on that, and I'm gonna get into it in a moment. But what do you think first? I'll let you.
I didn't like. I don't know. It was kind of funny. I thought some of it was
I
funny.
thought it was I thought it was really funny, honestly.
So
The
the
dialogue
main
in this,
okay, yeah. First off, this movie's acting and dialogue is terrible, just
I looked
blatantly
it up. One of
awful.
the actresses in this movie is a porn
Okay,
actress.
that
So
explains it definitely. That
yeah,
definitely
I'm
explains it.
pretty sure it was the I'm pretty sure it was the girl who keeps trying to be like, "Hey, daddy," like that
Okay,
one.
yeah, that definitely makes sense then, because like,
This tracks.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
okay.
I'm actually like, I'm Anthony. You said you looked up some behind the scenes. Do you know anything about why these movies were made? Because I am
I think I just
zero.
okay. I just did one thing for Thankskilling 3 because I was curious to see what the fuck that movie was about and what were the writers
Mhm,
on. But
mhm.
but that's another thing. Let me try and pull up like if there's anything on like the IMDb.
I
Uh
want to know so badly. Actually, more so with Thanksgiving 3, because I have no idea how that movie was made. It genuinely baffles me. Like,
okay,
what
funny
were they
thing.
thinking?
The title card to be continued in space was placed in the movie as a complete joke with no intention of any sequels at all to
I
this.
mean, I assumed that. I assumed it was a dumb joke thing because it's like a punchline at that point to do horror sequels, but in space because Jason went to space, Leprechaun went to space,
You know
Puppet
what? I
Master
feel like this
probably
would
went to space.
like fit in with some of the Leprechaun movies in terms of stupid
It
shit
would,
we
it
talk
would.
about here.
And that's my whole thing here with this. I kind of thought about more with I guess Thanksgiving didn't spawn it, but it made me think about this general discussion I find really interesting. Where see, we talk about ironically funny movies a lot, right? Like, I think if you check our podcast list, at the very least, 25% of this podcast is 3 out of 10s of hearts. Like, 3 out of 10s of hearts is like
Honestly,
the
spoiled for
best.
my rating, this might be going along with one of those the more I think about it
Yeah, yeah.
already.
Yeah, you see? Because we have so many 3 out of 10s of hearts
Yeah,
on
we're
this
just adding to
podcast.
the collection here today if I'm
Yeah,
being honest.
exactly, exactly. And here's the thing. I don't think intent entirely decides whether a movie is bad or good. Because if you made a bad movie on purpose, you made a bad movie on purpose. That does not change. But the thing I've been thinking about though is like the thing is, see,
I think I know where you're
um,
going with this, but
yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
did because I think we've talked about this with you before. Be like, I think we need a new word for ironically funny. Because the thing is, I
Is
feel
it
like
because this
ironic.
movie you feel like it's intentionally trying to be
Yeah,
funny with this
yeah,
stupid
exactly.
shit
But the
that's
thing is,
being said
people
here?
use funny bad or ironically funny for movies that were funny on accident. Like The Room, the big example, that movie is funny on accident because Tommy Wiseau is an insane person. Plan 9 from Outer Space, that movie is fun to people because Ed Wood is a weirdo who made movies in one take and didn't bother to check if it looked good or not. Thankskilling is a movie about a turkey who kills people. They knew that was funny. So when it comes to that, I'm thinking like, can you call it like ironically funny when they knew it would be funny? You know, like if you look at it, I almost
I don't know,
describe
like, and now
them.
I understand. I personally I find some of this funny. Like I like how the turkey's voice is probably the funniest thing about this movie because it's
I
not
loved
like
it when he
you
went
expect this
gobble
to be.
gobble, motherfucker.
Yeah, you
That
expect
line
it to
was
be this like
hysterical.
turkey squawking like bird voice, but it's just like this normal, casual like guy, and then he's like, I don't know, like there's this line near the end of the movie that shouldn't be funny, but for some reason I find it really funny because of delivery. It's like when he's burning to death and he's like, "Oh, my feathers are on fucking melting!" Ah. And he's
It's so
describing it in
bad.
such a graphic and like human way that it just makes it funny because it's supposed to be a fucking turkey, yet he's like feeling pain like if he was a fucking human being. Like, okay,
See, this
that
movie's
is the
kind of
one
like
thing in this movie I actually find unironically really funny. Like,
see, this movie is kind of like Cats and Dogs, where despite having animals in it, I think the human focus is some of the funniest parts. Where you get in there, and I swear to God, the dialogues, but there are so many bad lines from the beginning. Like this is a part where they're all coming out. They're like Thanksgiving break, and they all come out. And one of the girls is like, "Oh, I'm gonna dress like this," and she pulls out her shirt, and there's like she's showing a lot of skin.
yeah, this
And
movie's
then
very
her
horny as like a movie with a talking turkey should be. Uh,
yeah,
you
it
know, the
follows the
movie
horror movie
opens with
trope of
exposed breasts from a pilgrim, so that really that just really like fully shows you
oh
what type
yeah, it
of
opens
movie
with
you're
that,
gonna be
and
into
then I'm
it.
pretty sure he says something like "nice tits, bitch." And he dies, and then the Thanksgiving title card popped up,
Yeah.
made by Broad Daylight Pictures or something like that. Funny name to me, funny name. But point is, so again, and then she's showing a lot of skin, and then her friend is like, "Oh no, don't do that. This is Thanksgiving, not tits giving." And when they said that line, I like froze up, and I was like, "Really? This is your bar, people? What are we even doing here, man?" Like I was unironically so disappointed. It's not even funny. Like I hated it. It was well, I mean I loved it, but it was so stupid. And then there's a lot of the dialogue between the group there
Oh
is
yeah, the
just so
dialogue is like I don't know. It's not even acting. Okay, obviously, like
mm.
it's just blatantly terrible acting. I don't even think I need to tell you. The dialogue is terrible. Like they give this turkey. What is the turkey's backstory again? I already forgot. It's like something
No,
about
they
like
do some scene where it's in like different like a style where it
a
like
shitty
explains the
weird
origin of
2D
the killer
thing.
turkey. And they're like, "Oh, that's not real." But I forgot all the humans' names. Did you
I
too,
don't. I
Anthony? I don't.
forgot two. I'll just name. One's like a nerd who knows about the turkey. One of them is like this. I don't know, like this
One of
bigger,
them,
fatter guy. One and the other guy's the main
yeah.
character, and the other one's the love
And
interest, and the other
the
one is the
other guy's this
slut.
woman who's like, yeah, she's like, "Hey, daddy, you want to park in my
And she's like
van, and I'll
one,
show
I don't
you."
know, and then she dies like in a way that you'd expect her to die. And honestly, I know this is a weird thing to point out with a talking turkey movie, but it's probably one of the strangest scenes in this fucking movie. But it's basically when the turkey walks in on on this teenagers having sex, and it is probably the most awkward, weird ass sex scene I've ever seen in a movie because it is so awkward and unconvincing, and you could it's just so bizarre. And then the turkey just walks in and then just ends up killing her. It's very cursed and weird. And it's just I don't know. Like obviously
What,
most
what?
sex scenes in movies are weird, but you know to witness for some people. But like here specifically,
Do you think
it's
anyone
just
got turned on by the turkey sex?
there's probably some sick bastard out there that, that got
Yeah.
turned on
Who
by that.
who would do that? Am I right?
So anyways, uh yeah, um there's some
But anyway. that part is so stupid because would you not realize like the difference in the turkey compared to an actual human? Like,
I
did you
don't
not
know.
feel
I don't know. Anyways, enough
like
talking about this weird ass
also the
scene.
voice? Like, I don't know. I never
The
got that.
voice of the
But
turkey is probably the reason why certain things are like close to being funny for me. Like I didn't I'm gonna be honest, I don't find most of the actual jokes all that funny at all. I just think the way the turkey says them
I think
sometimes
the
makes them kind of
banter
funny.
between characters is funny because it's got like low budget YouTube sketch
Oh yeah,
energy,
definitely.
which
Definitely. That's the vibe I was thinking when it came to a bunch of
like
stupid
low key,
yeah.
Thankskilling could be like a nostalgia critic movie, and I'd buy it. Like
It
that
seems like a
type of vibe.
joke, like yeah, it seems like a full-on movie sketch on
You know
YouTube
what?
with the acting
Thankskilling
level.
is a Family Guy cutaway gag. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, it seems like a joke type of horror movie someone would make up.
Literally, literally.
Yeah,
Um,
man,
but
a
there's
lot
not
of this
actually a
movie
lot
just comes
on
down, it's
some
just a
movies.
stupid horror movie with a talking turkey, really.
Yeah.
And then the turkey's a puppet. Okay, one scene I did find kind of funny. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. There's like two things. Like I already mentioned the first moment I found unironically funny. The second one was when the turkey like killed the main girl's dad and then just wears the dad's skin and then like they just like don't mention it. And then you have the turkey just speaking like a casual like human parent. Like it's funny. It's like honestly, you know how like this is a weird ass comparison, but you know how it's funny with
Mm.
Smiling Friends when like the characters who are like these like weird ass creatures are talking like real human beings. It's almost like that with this fucking turkey with like talking like this
Literally.
real
Literally.
ass human like this real human being despite being a stupid turkey puppet. Like it's close to reaching
Mhm.
that level at some points. Like and like what
Yeah.
moments in the movie, but like the fact that there's a semblance of that showed that like you know this is a step above the third Thankskilling movie. Oh,
Well,
I'm
the
sorry, the
third King,
second one.
no, no,
Whatever.
no.
We'll get into
Thanksgiving
that in a
3
minute.
isn't that bad. I'm gonna be fair to it. Like
Shut
it.
up.
No, 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 no. I do have some unironic defenses of that movie,
Well, we'll
Hanakobi.
see. Anyways,
But
uh,
I do get what you mean though. The Smiling Friends comparison, you're gonna have to put a pin in that for the next movie again. But but yeah, I don't know. I will say the biggest grace I can give this movie is that it is like only a little bit over an hour. So even if you
oh
don't
yeah,
find it that funny,
it's a really
it's
short movie.
zero
That's part
time
of the reason
commitment.
why I probably
You know.
don't even have much more to say about it, like already. Like,
Mm,
yeah. What were you gonna say?
mm. No, I was just gonna. It's honestly there really isn't much to like add about it. It's very simple. A lot of the dialogue is like stupid and corny and
Yeah, I want to
horny.
see if I
But
noted
I don't
any
know.
like
There
specifically
is
funny
something
moments, but
oddly charming about it. Where I don't know. I don't really like there really isn't like much to I think is actively hateable or painful about it. It just kind of like it does its stupid thing. It comes in, it comes out, and then it's done, and that's it. And I respect that about it. It does all it needs to do, and yeah, that's very
yeah.
respectable. I think. Good job. Thanks,
The
Killing.
turkey bursts through one of the characters' chests like Alien. That
Oh yeah,
happens.
that happens. I
There's this
love
weird
Alien
ass
homonyms.
montage,
They're
like
so
with one of the
clever.
characters, like their friend dies, and then there's like this very sad montage since he like really liked him, and I don't know. I'm gonna be honest,
I
like
like that
only
because it
when the
was really
turkey shows
stupid.
up, this
Because
movie becomes like kind of entertaining for me. Like there's much better
well, no, no,
funny
no, no.
guy movies
It's
for me from
entertaining
Leon.
without the turkey. The
Really? I
characters are
mean, I
really
get over
endearing.
like the bad dialogue, bad acting. It legit gets old after a
Anthony,
while,
did you
quickly.
not find Darren and Johnny and Kristen
You're just reading
and
off the cast
Billy
list, I know.
and Ali and okay, I don't know the sheriff and Oscar the Hermit
I,
and Naked Pilgrim and Man in Car and Cheryl the
okay, I found
stepmom
Man and Car
and
pretty funny.
Johnny's dad and
Okay, you
Johnny's
can stop
mom
now.
and Turkey. Oh, Turkey play by the director. Wow, Jordan Downey. He did it. And Greg
All right,
and
I'm
Man
gonna keep
Saying
finishing.
Prayer and Child and Kid with Turkey Hat. See, that's everyone on the Thanksgiving cast.
Okay,
Uh,
you didn't need to do that,
yeah.
but all right. Uh, yeah. I didn't really like, I don't know, the turkey makes this film kind of entertaining, I guess, at points, but it's still just like a stupid dumb horror movie. It's like, I don't know, almost like, besides, like, obviously, I don't know why, it's kind of almost what I would have expected from this movie. Like, I mean, I know some people probably don't expect a killer turkey movie to be horny, but like, I don't know why, it just seems like a type of movie that would have that type of horny imagery at points. uh I don't know. It's probably weird that I predicted that, but like, it really does just seem like the type of movie to have that stupid shit in it. And I don't
Well, you
know.
guessed correctly, so good on you, Anthony.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I don't know what else to say. Some lines. The turkey says, "I'm gonna drink your blood like cranberry sauce." Oops, I accidentally cut the dog to death, or something like that. Accidentally.
Ruh-roh.
Uh,
What a silly turkey.
Stupid turkey. Ha 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 ha. What if the I don't know. Um, the turkey guys is kind of funny when he just pops out of the tent and the old man, like, just from earlier, shoots him, and then he's like, "Oh
Do
fuck."
you think if this movie came out now, the turkey would say Hawk Tuah?
So then the turkey also turns radioactive at the end for some reason and bites off one
Oh,
of the
I
guy's
love that
tongue
part. That part's
randomly.
so funny. Uh,
Uh, yeah, that's it. That's really it. I was just reading some of the notes, since I sometimes like noting
you
stupid
took
things of
notes.
these type of movies, because there's like specifically funny notice uh
You know, fair
details I
enough.
sometimes forget. But yeah. Ratings. Want to
Mhm.
get to ratings now?
Um, I'm gonna give this one, one, a solid 6 out of 10.
A 6 out of 10 is crazy. I expected like a
No,
four
no, no, no,
based
no.
off of.
Like I think honestly, it's trying to be a funny, stupid movie with stupid characters about a turkey. It has some self-awareness to it. It's almost
I mean,
parody.
a little
I
bit.
think
Like,
there's
I'll
something to
admit,
it
but it's
there.
just not. I just didn't find it that funny. Like, there's fun, way
I mean,
more
fair.
funny.
If you don't think it works as a comedy, then that's fair enough. But I think if you're
Yeah,
judging it on that standard, it's decent. It's got some good jokes, some good presentation. There's some charm to
good
the turkey.
presentation is a. I mean, okay,
There's some merit to it. There's some merit to it. Give it some credit.
whatever. I'm giving it like I had it at a 2. Maybe I'll just do a 3, because like, you know what? Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
it's kind of
big difference. This might be worse than your amphibia take, but
okay,
all I'm
fine.
saying.
It's like, I don't know. It's
Might.
like, I understand a little bit with like the whole, yeah, I feel like there's parts of the movie that's trying to make you laugh. It doesn't succeed. It just doesn't succeed that often for me. But I could understand why it's like a kind of funny movie to watch with some friends as a joke. So I'm gonna give it like a low 3 out of 10. I'd say.
That's valid. That's valid. I
Uh,
personally think it's a decent movie, like character
Yeah,
wise,
and
but
this movie is
whatever.
the second coming of fucking Christ compared to Thankskilling 3. Now, before you
Valid,
wonder, the
valid.
average person wonders, wait, isn't there a Thankskilling 2? Didn't they cheese them going to space as a joke, like
Well,
Muppets in
no, because
space?
in Thanksgiving 3, we're trying to find
You see,
Thanksgiving 2,
Thanksgiving
which
3 is
honestly,
actually a
I
very
wish, like,
intelligent meta
I
commentary
wish
on
Thanksgiving
Hollywood.
2 existed because I want to see the turkeys in space. That'd be so fun, and we
That
don't
would be
see
better
it.
than what they did here, I imagine, because this is probably the took the where the fuck do I even start with this movie, honestly? This is actually painful. This is one of the most just, I don't know. I can't, where the fuck do I even start with this piece of shit? Uh anyways, yeah, so they teased the turkeys going to space as like a joke, like I said. They never really planned on making a sequel to the movie, I imagine. I'm gonna be honest, I would be surprised that they actually like went through with it. In fact, let me just quickly get like the let's see if I could find any like information on why the fuck this was made. Give me a second. Uh, huh. Interesting. Thanksgiving 3 uh was the highest funded horror film on Kickstarter, which is why it was made. Um yeah, not much else was known about the production. I think a working title was Thankskilling sequel. Matthew's not here currently, by the way. He's like muted or whatever. He'll be back though. I actually have more to say about this movie and can actually lead in with the discussion here, so it's not going to be like the last time I paused the recording here or whatever. But I'll recap what I just said for him because I know he wants to know why the fuck this movie was made. But anyways, Thanksgiving 3 is entirely about like the existence of like the second movie, for example. They skipped it's marketed as the first movie ever to skip its own sequel. So Thanksgiving 3, there is no Thanksgiving 2 because Thanksgiving 2 was so bad that in universe of this movie it's so bad that the movie was canceled and never made. And now we have this where the turkey from the first movie is now looking for the final copy of his own movie, and that is it. And the fucking oh my god, this movie. I don't even know where to start. I don't know why this was made. I don't know what drugs they were on. Look at the poster, for Pete's sakes. This poster is hideous. It genuinely makes me want to have a seizure just looking at it. It actually looks fucking disgusting. I can't lie. It's like awful. Awful shit right here. Oh my god. I watched this on Tubi, by the way. It's on Tubi because yeah, in case you want to suffer through this for some reason. But yeah, that was the main thing. It was marketed as the first movie ever to skip its own sequel. And yeah, pretty much it. So this movie follows like I said, the turkey from the first movie is looking for the final copy of Thanksgiving 2, and now he has to and then it falls into the hands of this random ass hideous looking ass Muppet named Yomi, as they call her, Yomi. I don't know why her name is Yomi, who has lost her mind. Just lost her mind. I don't know who she is. They say she might be an alien. I don't know. But yeah, and she has the final copy of Thanksgiving 2. And then she meets this guy named Uncle Donnie who wants to make a theme park called Thanksgiving Land because apparently Thanksgiving fucking deserves a holiday. Like it's a holiday that needs a theme park for some reason, I guess. Uh yeah, jeez, where is he, man? He didn't even tell me where he's going. Uh anyways, uh the movie is just very like stupid. Just too much. It's legit just very bizarre, this movie. It's hard to put. It's a very bizarre movie in many ways. Like, so it follows the turkey. Wait, fuck, I'm repeating myself, man. It is so hard to comprehend my thoughts on this movie. It's literally just nonsense. That's it. It's just the most random ass ideas they could throw at the fucking wall. Oh, there's a space worm. There's a space worm, and then there's this armor guy. He is this army guy, and then the space worm. There's a space worm. There's this random ass Muppet that looks hideous. I fucking hate the Muppet design, by the way. I hate it. Like God damn it. Also, this movie looks hideous visually. I hate how it looks. The color palette here is disgusting. Honestly, hideous fucking movie visually. Awful. Like I can't. Like there's puppets, yeah, a lot of puppetry with the turkeys and whatnot. There's effort put into the settings here. Like they make settings here, I guess, like these different settings. There was effort put into this movie, yes. But all this but also okay, look, there's effort put into a movie. You get an effort put into the movie, but also the movie still looks like shit at the end of the day, right? Like it still looks it still looks awful. The puppet design isn't really good. Like I just think like some of it looks hideous, some of it is just like bland and weird. Can't even say there's anything like overly creative or unique about these settings. It's just like, oh, congratulations, they made a set. They made this Thanksgiving hell thing. They made Thanksgiving hell for turkeys or whatever. They made this turkey with a clove. They made this Franken turkey where they just put a bunch of shit together. It's just all to bring to life all this supposed effort just to bring to life some just this nonsense, just this all this random shit. Just it's too much. It's just too much for one person to handle. I don't understand it. Matthew has a much less like negative point. I don't know, like he dislikes it still, but he surprisingly defends it more than me, even though I think it's absolutely fucking painful in every way. But yeah, we'll see whenever the hell he comes back. Uh, yeah.
Okay. Now, Anthony, you made some pretty good points. I didn't hear them because I
Yeah,
wasn't here.
you were gone for a bit, but
But
glad
I
to have
think
you
you made
back.
some pretty good. I think you made some pretty good points. I swear I will not keep disappearing on this
It's
podcast.
all good. It's all good. I
Mi-
mean, it's
it's a
Thankskilling 3. I
minimal
don't think
thing,
it
minimal thing.
matters.
Okay, but my counterpoint to you is actually I don't think Thanksgiving 3 is that bad. Um, in fact, I would have to say it might be the first unrateable movie we've ever talked about. Because think about it like
No,
this:
this is like
is
no,
there?
this was not hard for me to make a mate rating for me.
I'm honestly, I think I could have a rating for, but I'm just still thinking about it because there's a lot you can kind of like think about it. I think it's a very interesting movie, script wise, because think about it.
Script wise, he says.
No, no, it is because they could have just done the same thing again. They could have just had more turkeys kill like more people, but no,
But
they
instead
did
they
this
decide
weird.
to damage people's brains and decided to provide us with a movie
Well,
that
okay, okay, okay. Let's tone it down a
Oh yeah,
little
by
bit.
the
Like, what
way,
was
this
really?
movie's original. You missed a bit of trivia I put. I guess I might
Ooh,
as
ooh,
well.
tell me, what is it? What is this?
Let me pull it up again. Might be a repeat for the audience, but apparently this movie was going to be called Thankskilling sequel. Like not even the third one. They were just gonna
Oh,
call it.
that's
And
really funny.
also it
That's
said
so
that
lame.
uh let's see what else. It was the first horror film to be entirely it was the highest funded horror film on Kickstarter, not the first. Yeah.
Oh, wow. See, isn't that wholesome? The whole group came together to actually. Now that I know this movie's crowdfunded, that explains a
What a
lot
waste of
about how
money.
it was. Well, no, 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 no. I'll be fair here. Some of the practical effects don't look that bad.
I mean, they don't look good.
I mean, no, 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 no. Some of the puppets are like Yomi's character. I thought
Oh,
had a
I
pretty
hate
slow.
that fucking design. I fucking hate Yomi. I hate her.
I, I, I
She's
wasn't a fan of her
annoying. Her
character.
voice is annoying. I don't like the design. Like it's just this stupid fuck. I don't know how to describe it.
It came across a little bit lame to me. I'll admit I wasn't a fan of
Like I
her
don't
that
know. She has
much.
a floating. She like I said earlier. She lost her mind and now she just needs to find it. They don't even really describe who she is. She's just. I think she's an alien. She's supposed to be. I.
They don't really establish anything because the I thought the opening scene was actually pretty interesting. Well, first we found out about the Thanksgiving thing, and then they're all at the dinner table. A lot of these turkeys come in here. They talk about life. I thought
Yeah,
that was
the
pretty
turkey has a son and it's an intentionally annoying character. Uh, so
interesting.
yeah, I don't like intentionally annoying characters that just squeal at the top of their lungs and then for some reason the turkey's son just possesses the copy of Thanksgiving too, and that is literally how he's able to find it. Like and then the whole
Mm-hmm.
movie is just honestly, I do not like how this movie looks. It just looks so I fucking hate the color palette. I just hate how everything looks. It just looks so ugly and drab. Also, like I forgot to bring this up earlier, but now that you're here, it makes more sense. But the boss from Smiling Friends is in this movie, the actor who plays him,
Mm-hmm.
and he plays the grandma. And I
Mm-hmm.
I
I
hate the
thought he was a
grandma's
pretty good
design. I
character.
think that goes without saying. Like, I know she's supposed to be ugly, but I don't appreciate movies intentionally trying to make my eyes hurt, unfortunately. I don't appreciate that Thanksgiving 3
No, no, no.
director.
I liked her character.
What do
Not
you
gonna
mean you
lie, I thought it
liked your
was.
character? I thought you said that you told me earlier this was like a huge step down from the first one.
It was, but I do think that this movie's interesting and that no one needed to put any effort into this, but they kind of did. and that's what's really good to me.
Yes, but that
Like,
okay, even if they did put effort into it, the effort didn't pay off. It was all in service of just the most lame and just honestly kind of boring. I swear, not much even really happens from what I've heard.
that's the thing. It's things build as being very wacky, but I kind of zoned out at a certain
Oh
point.
yeah, same here.
Like,
Same here. I
you
just
know,
like I legit had a fucking headache while watching this movie. It was actually painful to sit through. And it's also I think what makes this worse, I swear this movie wouldn't be like is that this film is also 40 minutes longer. The first film is
oh
only
yeah, it
60
is.
minutes, okay? That it flew by. I'll give it that. This one felt like it was going on forever. It was actually painful to sit through. I can't. Also, they decide to like I don't know why they like establish a bond between this like guy who wants to open a Thanksgiving park and then like with the main Yomi puppet. I don't know why I remember her name. Maybe because they say her name a
Mhm.
lot in the movie. So, yeah. But they try to establish a bond between them and it's very weird like what's the point of this? It's fucking Thankskilling. Also, it's like forced,
Mhm.
obviously, but like, what did I expect from Thankskilling 3? Also, like I said earlier, like it's just random, like just dumbass, random ass, stupid ideas. Like, oh, it's the worm, the worm. There's a robot. The worm that makes two worms, one cup. Get it? It's like
Oh,
it's like
I did unironically like
really? Why?
that. That was so
Because
stupid that it kind of got me
it's
to
a
laugh. Like,
stupid
really,
pun. It's like not even
two
like
girls, one cup joke. That is, it was so dumb. I kind of liked it. I thought it
I
was
didn't
cute.
find it. I can't remember. I didn't laugh. I did. I didn't. I really didn't find anything funny. I was just
Okay, did you like
baffled
the
and
worm
annoyed.
character, by the way?
No,
What do
I
you think of
fucking
him?
hated the worm. I didn't even know what the hell he was saying half of the time. I swear. Same with like the little like turkey kid. Like I couldn't understand what they were saying because their voices were so
Hmm.
annoying. Same with
Did did
the
you
voices
like
are annoying. They give me headaches. I swear this movie is
did you like the Thanksgiving land setup?
no.
Were you not happy at the end of the movie when they finally made it to Thanksgiving land?
No.
Did you like it when they went
No.
gobble gobble motherfucker
But
again?
no, I swear this movie's actually. I swear I can't even say anything I liked about it. Like, yes, practical effects, okay, good. They put effort into it, good. There's effort, like with the. I don't know. They had some. I think the budget might have been higher. I don't know, but like the practical effects just look bad to me. They just look. I hate. Just I just don't like them. I think they look
Mm,
just bad to me. Like they're, I don't know. I don't really think the designs are also like there's nothing like that creative or mind-blowing about it. Like okay, there's this one video game sequence, I guess, when it randomly becomes like a 90s video game. And like that was like I think but then again, I hate how that happens at the moment I was zoning out of the movie. So like I couldn't even like properly process it because it was near the end. And then there was this really cursed 2D animated sequence with like this I don't even know how to describe it with like this cat or whatever. It's legit just fucking
mhm.
nonsense for the sake of nonsense. Anyways, anything to agree with me about in this movie in terms of what I don't like about it?
Um, I think you're a little harsh on some aspects of it. Like,
Really?
are the characters really that annoying?
Yes, their voices. I hate the voices. I swear. They
No,
actually give me a
I
headache.
think I think Yomi's voice
Oh,
leaves
yeah,
a lot
she's
to be.
hers is the like oh my God. I hate it. Everything is just excruciatingly annoying. It's like it genuinely is painful to sit through. Like I can't with this movie.
Well, all the grandma's voice was pretty funny though.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Boss actor. Mr. Boss is a great character. I love Mr. Boss and all and Smiling Friends,
You think
but
they should make a Thanksgiving reference next Smiling Friend season, Loki.
yeah, Mr. Boss has like a DVD of Thanksgiving 3 in his room. They could do that. I
You
don't
know
know.
that they could like be like, "Oh wow, Mr. Boss, I didn't know you were in that," and then they cut and it's him.
And
That'd
then
be
it's like
cute.
and then he has Vietnam flashbacks or something.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be really
That would
funny.
have
They
been kind
should
of
do
funny,
that.
actually.
Yeah.
Sure, they could have done that. Uh, I Jesus, it's legit just nonsense after nonsense. Not much even happens. I swear most of it is just in a single room, just them like making shitty jokes and like describe it. I don't know, like the turkey like dies from like this turkey machine this guy made who can somehow talk, and then the turkey comes back, and then there's skeleton turkeys, and then the turkey comes back, and he. Now I think about it, the turkey doesn't really do much like new interesting things that weren't done in the first movie. He's just like surrounded by all this nonsense, and he just wants the movie copy. Now that I think about it, they could have just given him the movie copy. Like, wait, yeah, they could have just done that. But then again, he did want to curse the whole world with it, so I guess now that I think about it, never mind. I guess I wish they just cursed the whole world at that point because, then the movie would be over, and I would be very happy if the movie ended like that because the movie
Mm.
sucks, and I and I
Well,
I with and I would like the movie ending with every puppet dying.
I mean, I did think. Did you not like the ending where the turkey pops up again and says his classic catchphrase, and then the movie ends?
Didn't that happen with the first movie?
Yeah, but no, but didn't it happen with the third one too? They were like, he says it again, like a turkey pops up at the very end, and then they cut
I
the
wish
credits.
they didn't do this sequel skip crap. I think the second like Thankskilling thing sounded like a more I don't know. Like maybe it could have been like Leprechaun in space, okay? We love talking about
Yeah,
movies where characters go to space.
Killing
So,
Two
you know
would
what?
have been pretty
Thanksgiving 2
fun.
would have been
That'd be all
perfect
right.
for this podcast, but no, they just had to make this instead.
Well, Thanksgiving 3 is in a way, I think,
This
kind
is
of
worse
perfect
than
for it.
all the Leprechaun movies to me, Loki.
What? Okay, okay. It's better than Leprechaun Origins. Come on.
No, okay, I hate Leprechaun Origins more than you, yet I still think this is worse than that.
Okay,
This is
well,
more
okay, well,
excruciating.
okay, it's better than Leprechaun 2 at least. Like, come on.
No.
The Leprechaun 2 has Drake in it. Like, come on. They made the Leprechaun a pedophile. They ruined him.
I mean, to
Come
be fair,
on.
at least that movie's aware that the Leprechaun is a little monster, so like, I don't
Well, the
know, at the end of the
Thanks
day.
Killing 3 is very self-aware. Come on.
No, it isn't. Okay, maybe the people were aware that they were making a batshit insane movie, but also like everything is just annoying and ugly. That's the best way to describe it. It's like that's what makes this movie. It genuinely gives me a headache. Like none of it was funny. I
Mhm.
never laughed. I actually hate this movie. I can't stand it. It's one of the worst movies we've talked about on the podcast.
That is a bit extreme, but
It's wor
whatever
It
floats
might
your
be
boat.
worse than all the Garfield movies. That's right, I said it.
Okay,
You're gonna
that's
hate me
too
for
far.
that.
That's too far. Even if I'm being ironic, no way. Like Garfield's Pet Force is one of the
Okay,
worst things you've ever.
it might be worse. Garfield's Pet Force might be worse than this. I haven't decided that yet, but it might. I don't know. They're like around the
Way
same
worse
level.
than this. Come on,
They might be the
come
same
on.
level of quality because they both hurt my. They
That
both
is
gave
not
me a
true.
headache.
Come on. At least Thanksgiving 3 had some good ideas.
Okay, can you be negative? What did you not like about this movie? Because you're being very
Oh, can I be
generalistic.
honest? Okay. Something that I think I didn't like about this movie is I think Yomi's character development was a little bit like undercooked, you
Oh
know?
yeah,
Like you
that's
didn't
the
really
biggest issue with this movie. Yeah, that's really the biggest issue with it.
yeah. I think the thing is, I really like the arc they were setting up with Thanksgiving Land. They just didn't give it
Was
enough
there
like
even
prep
an
time.
arc? Also, they apply. Of course, I forgot to mention this, but they implied that the turkey from the first movie had sex with a worm, which is not. It's not even an implication. It actually happened, and I'm like,
That's one of my complaint. And I think it took a little long to get to that part. Like it could, like, the pacing could have been a bit better,
the
but
pacing was terrible, obviously, but like
it could have been a little quicker. I think. Like I don't know, some parts weren't given enough time to shine.
nothing
Uh,
was really. Actually, not real. Yeah, never mind. It all just sucked. I don't understand why you enjoy this movie in any way. Like, I
oh
get
no,
it.
I didn't even give it a heart. I don't even like it. I just think it deserves some credit.
Like, because it has because there were
I,
practical
I
effects in it.
respect it. I respect it. They put a lot of effort into it. Did you like the video game part?
I I mean, I zoned out at that
It was
point.
so retro. Haha.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like that, like who cares? I mean, I've seen that before. I don't know. Like nothing like a practical effects really astonished me. Nothing was I mean, there's a Franken turkey, but that's just looked like garbage, like a bunch of shit together. I don't know. Maybe there was effort put into it, but it's all in service of just such a terrible everything. And it all just looks ugly. Like some of it might have been intentional, like with the Franken turkey, but it's just like a hideous. It's just just. I think I've described it enough. I feel like a lot of this, like, I think I've gone long enough about this movie. Do you have anything else to say about it? I feel like I've been carrying this segment in some
Well, you
cases
did because
because you
I
left for like
vanished.
5 minutes. Yeah, but then
Yeah, yeah. I
again,
really wish it didn't happen because I wanted to debate you more on this movie.
like it's Thankskilling 3. I don't even think it's
Yeah,
care. I would have if I was if I wish I was the one that had to leave for a little bit. So
uh,
yeah.
I could have carried and talked about the character work a lot, but
I guess the turkey from the first movie has a wife now, and then the wife gets killed like
yeah, I
immediately.
respect him. He's got a family. He's got a grind set. It's pretty good. Um, yeah.
We done yet? There's a Lord
I
of
got
the Rings reference with like this I don't
okay.
know
That
this
was
like
fun.
this random turkey that I guess is dressed like Gandalf. I don't know. I don't know. Like there's practical effects, yes, effort put into it, effort was due, I guess. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't look good to me. I just don't like how it looks. Might be a bit
I don't know,
subjective
Anthony.
in that
I
regard,
think
but
I think I think Thanksgiving 3 was a good movie you didn't enjoy.
a good movie.
Like me with Muppet Treasure Island, you know?
That's crazy. That's a crazy statement. Honestly, this is a good movie if you're just high on something.
Yeah, this would go wild high. Like
I mean, yeah,
I
I
don't support
described this
substance
earlier,
taking,
but look
but
at the fucking poster. That actually looks like a seizure-inducing movie, just like that.
the poster makes it look more engaging than it is because it's actually really boring in some parts of it. I
A
can't lie.
little bit. I mean, yeah, the movie's really boring in like the middle. Like it's just like it's not even. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I was
exactly.
anticipating it being. I was underwhelmed on both aspects. I wanted to glaze it, being like, "This is actually really fun," and I also wanted to be like, "Okay, what is this? Like, come on!" But I didn't really get either, so I was just kind of like, "Bleh," you know.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get a lot out of it. Um,
Um. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with
yeah,
this piece of shit.
I'm done, and I'm gonna give Thanksgiving 3 a can't be cast first, a no rating out of 10 because I'm still thinking about what my rating is. I don't know yet.
For me,
I
this
still
is
have to
an
think
easy
about it.
1 out of 10, and I don't understand you. One of the
There's
worst
some
movies we've
merit.
talked about on the podcast.
Well, okay, it's better than Spy Kids 5. Come on.
No, it isn't. Okay, Spy Kids
Yes,
5
it
is.
is.
No,
Yes,
it
it is.
isn't. Get out
Spy
of here
Kids
with
5
that.
was
Come on.
torture, Anthony. That movie's like a failure on every level of
And
filmmaking.
this,
Come
I
on.
mean, and this isn't a boohoo. Oh wow, there's
Yes,
practical effects.
yes.
Great, there's
Spy Kids
practical
5 is
effects.
awful, Anthony. It's so bad. Like,
Whatever. Yeah.
actually, I'll use metaphors. So Spy Kids 5, I called like elemental, but the thing is, um, if we're going by that, then I'd say that Thanksgiving 3 is like Inside Out 2, where it's not
What?
perfect, it's very flawed, and it doesn't execution doesn't really work, but I respect a lot of its ideas. So,
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
um,
I can't
no, but
tell.
I think there were some good ideas. Like it's funny to have like a stupid meta thing about finding the second movie, just a lame movie. So
I
it didn't
mean,
really
yeah,
work
but it
out.
doesn't do anything. I mean, I feel like that's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll agree with you with that. I feel like they could have done something with that, but like they don't do anything with it, and it just leads to just nonsense that hurts my brain and makes me want to die.
Mm,
So yeah, fuck this movie. And yeah. Now I know.
mm,
Anyways, yeah, this is thank you for tuning in for another episode of Campy Cast. I know this is a bit of a shorter one today, but
mhm.
regardless, happy Thanksgiving. Even though this isn't releasing on Canadian Thanksgiving or
It's close
United
enough,
States
and
Thanksgiving,
and
but
we can pretend
regardless,
it's early enough for United States
yeah.
Thanksgiving. God
But I
bless
mean, technically,
America.
we're recording this on Thanksgiving since
Yeah, yeah. So
I
it's
celebrated
Thanksgiving
it the
for
day
us.
before.
It's a
So
Thanksgiving celebration for us. So
yes, the Canadians, because everyone else is
yeah,
probably uploading their Thanksgiving videos on the US Thanksgiving. No one's really caring about the Canadians over here.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Anyways, thank you for tuning in for another episode, and bye-bye.
Bye.